Hello. So today's yoga is going to be all flowy, quite a slow flow, um, more like an introduction to flow. So we start off warming up our body with some sun salutations, really ease into those sun salutations, and then we will add on each time to get the heart rate going, get every part of the body moving, develop strength, flexibility, and ultimately movement and mobility. So hope you enjoy. We'll start like we always start with a breathing exercise, and then we will move on to the movement and asanas. A little bit shorter because there will be time to rejuvenate and relax at the end. So without further ado, let's just come into comfortable seated position. In fact, I always start cross-legged, so let's mix it up a little bit. Let's start on our knees. Just place your arms loosely on your thighs. Close your mouth. Breathe in and out of the nose. I like to close my eyes here to block out any visual distractions and really tune into the breath. So taking that full inhale in, pausing, slowly with control, exhaling. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling. Pause, exhale. Pause, inhale. Pause, exhale. Pause. So just while you continue with this slow, mindful breathing, just some cues to check in. Relaxing the jaw, so that often means that the teeth are slightly parted. Your shoulders are back and down. Your stomach is slightly engaged, so that kind of hold in feeling that you're not letting everything fall out and relax. You're just a little bit engaged in the core. Your tailbone is tucked under, your spine is straight. Breathing there, acknowledging the connection with the ground, with your mats. Might be on your bottom cushion, shins like myself. And then you might like to just place your right hand on the left side of your chest here and your left hand on your belly. Just tuning into that rise and fall of the chest. And taking that acknowledgement that your heart rate is slowing, your breath is slowing, as we transition into our practice. Normally, I ask you to choose a focus intention. What have you arrived here today for? Today, I'd really like you, I'm encouraging you to be kind to yourself. There's a lot of moving. Take rest in child's pose when you need. But just really think about moving. Movement is the focus for today. So let's start by coming on all fours. Spread those fingers wide. Knees hip distance apart. And let's tuck the toes here so we begin to stretch those soles of the feet. Ground down, press your weight to the fleshy part underneath your thumb. Take a moment there. Keep that breath going. Gentle bend in the elbows, particularly if you're hypermobile. We're not pressing those eyes of the elbows forward. The eyes of the elbows are to the inside and the outside there with a slight bend. Drop your belly down, stick your bottom out, shoulders back. Inhale, take the gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest, round that spine, push the spine to the ceiling as we come into our cats. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more, just easing into that fluidity of the spine. Inhale. Exhale, really push that mat away, arch the back as if my hand is floating above your spine and you're trying to touch it. Last one on the inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Coming into that neutral spine, just tuck those hips sideways, swaying. Lovely. And then maybe come into big circles if that feels okay. Still engaging that core. And let's go the opposite way. Lovely. Repeat one way, maybe clockwise. And then go the opposite way. Lovely. Keep those toes tucked. Let's bring the bottom onto the heels, adding that extra weight for that stretch on the soles of the feet. Roll your shoulders here. Take your right arm above your head, down by your back. You can either encourage the elbow to the top of your head, or you might be able to find your hands to connect behind you. If not, you could grab your t-shirt. Just opening up that chest, shoulders, arms, switch sides. You might be more open and flexible on one side than the other. And release. Your toes might be screaming at you now, so release. Give them a bit of a tap. Lovely. Let's pick up that left knee. Bring that left knee towards the left elbow, so engaging that core. Take it out to the side, winging dog. Bring it back and round. Let's go again. Inhale, winging dog. Send it back and down. One last time. Inhale. We do those big circles. Let's switch direction. So cock that leg. Bring it into the elbow. Down, up, out, in and down. Last time. Just getting into those hip joints. Let's repeat on the right side. Right knee into right elbow. Open the hip. Send that leg back. Each time you do this, really try and keep your torso, your shoulders parallel, your hips down. Switch directions, so cock that leg, winging dog, bring it to the right elbow. Lovely. And let's widen those knees, bring that bottom back to your heels, bring your arms forward, your active child's pose. So let's make those arms long and strong. And this is a pose that you can come into today whenever you like. I'm a little bit out of breath, being pregnant, but you can come down at any point as well. You don't need pregnancy as your reason. Inhale, coming up. Let's bring those knees back to the center. Let's engage that core, because the core is so important for all of our movements. Tuck the toes. Inhale, lift those knees to a pause. For 3, 2, 1, knees down, breathe. Exhale, we lift for 3, 2, 1, knees down, inhaling. Exhale, lift those knees for 3, 2, 1, and lower. This time we're going to lift those knees all the way up to the chest and come into what I call a half down dog. So don't concern yourselves on straightening those legs. Exhale, lift the knees. 3, 2, 1, keep lifting the knees, sending those knees to your chest, lift that bottom high. Push into your hands to really lengthen that spine. Breathing. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's bring those knees back down. Take a breath. We'll do that again. So each time adding on, lift those knees on the exhale. Lift the bottom as you inhale. This time step the right foot back, followed by the left, and pad out those toes. So swish the hips side to side, pressing one heel down and the other. Lovely, lovely. Pause, knees down. Let's take the pressure off those hands, coming into your child's pose. Bringing your hands forwards. You might want the backs of your hands together here. Breathe. So we're coming straight away into that downward dog, this time lifting yourself up, knees below your hips, tuck those toes. Exhale, lift into that half dog, stepping your feet back, downward dog. Breathe there for 5, 4, don't worry about those heels going to the mat, 2, and 1. Look up at those hands, walk those feet forwards, keep them hip distance, come onto your fingertips. Your knees can be bent, but again, just swish those hips side to side. Breathing there. And then with a slight bend in your knees, allow that chest to come down onto your thighs, lift your hands up onto your elbows, hanging down in ragdoll. You can sway those hips side to side. Maintain that breath. Release those hands slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, stack on top of each other as you lengthen in the spine. Your shoulders come up to your ears, down your back, your head rises. Roll those shoulders. So preparing for some salutations, you can have your feet together or your feet hip distance apart. I prefer mine a distance apart because my growing tummy can then come through my thighs. But it's just your choice, whichever you prefer, which either one you are. Pick your toes up, press them apart like you would your hands, and then place each toe down on the mat. Slight bend in the knees if you're prone to pushing those knee joints back if you're hypermobile. Tuck that tailbone under, which brings that lower core in. Shoulders up to your ears, down your back. Hands loosely in prayer on your chest. Again, let's take that opportunity to transition. So take the gaze away, closing your eyes. Coming back to that breath. Slow and steady. Shift the weight forward into your toes. And then back into your heels. Forward into your toes. Back into your heels. And then center that weight evenly throughout the soles of your feet that are imprinting on the mat. Breathe. Gently open the eyes with that focus being kind of gentle. Roll those shoulders back, palms facing forwards. Inhale, taking those arms up, take your gaze up. Exhale, fold, bend forward, bending at the knees, let that head go. Your knees don't have to be perfectly straight, particularly in the first ones. Inhale, hands to shins or fingertips, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Let's take that right foot back, followed by the left. Coming down onto your knees. Your chest and your chin comes down, but your elbows are in, bottom high. Slide forward, inhale, coming into your cobra. Exhale, pushing back, tuck those toes, lift into your downward dog for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Looking up at your hands. Slight bend in your knees, step that right foot forwards. If this is a challenge for you and it only comes here, take it with your hand and bring it forwards. Drop those hips, shoulders back, gaze up. I like to come onto my fingertips here. Just create that more space to lift my chest up. Bend that left knee, step that left foot forwards, forward fold. Slight bend of the knee. Send those hands back behind you and inhale, glide up, hands to the ceiling, back down into prayer on your chest. Breathe. So we're going to do that on the left side. Hands down, tailbone under, engage that core. Inhale, arms come high, gaze comes high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, either on your shins or fingertips. Exhale, let's send that left foot back, dropping those hips. Send the right foot back, knees, chest, chin. Send that chest forwards and up into your up dog or cobra. Bottom to heels, tuck those toes, downward dog. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, looking up at the front of your mat, slightly bending those knees. Take that left foot forward on its own or with your hands, followed by, let's drop those hips, open that chest. Then follow with the right foot. Exhale, forward fold, send those hands back. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Breathe. So now we've done 2, it's your option to come through a full chaturanga if you'd like, or remain with that right foot back or left foot back. So we'll come through 1 full chaturanga, some citation together, and now we start adding on for our flow. Inhale, send those arms high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, plant those hands down and hop back to your plank. Bring your elbows to your rib cage. Push off from your toes. Inhale for your up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, bend your knees, step, jump or hop forwards. This time, this is our add-on. Bend your knees on your chest, tuck your tailbone under. Bring those arms up in line with your ears as if you're holding a box. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, coming all the way up. Hands down in prayer. Okay, let's add on again. So your choice whether You come through the fulsome citation. I'm going to do the slightly modified one due to bump, so take it at your pace. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, rise. Exhale, come through either your knees touch chin or your full chaturanga. Coming into your downward dog. So when we meet in our downward dog, bring your left foot into the center. Take your right leg high behind you. Breathe. Let's bring that right foot in between our hands. Bring that left foot down. Send those hands back. Unhook the toes. Inhale, rise up. So notice this isn't a low lunge leaning forward. This is a straight, lovely knee down, spine straight pose. Struggling for the word there. Pose, asana. Tucking that tailbone under, you can feel it in your left hip flexor. Bring those elbows down, lift that chest as you inhale. And then bring that spine back straight. Exhale, frame that right foot. Tuck the left toes. Right foot back, downward dog. Let's repeat on the left side. Bring that right foot to the center. Inhale that left foot high. Breathe, three-legged dog. And then bring that left foot in between the hands. Always an option to take it there with your hands. Breathe there. Drop that right knee. Unhook those toes. Send those hands back. Inhale, rise, pushing into that left heel. Arms up, holding that box above your head. Tuck that tailbone under. Breathe. Bring those elbows down, lift that chest, gaze up. And lift the arms up, straighten that spine. Exhale those hands down. Tuck the right toes. Step that left foot back, downward dog or child's pose. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, looking up at your hands, bend those knees, step, jump, or bring your feet forward with a hop. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, we're dropping the bottom here. Tuck that tailbone under, lift that imaginary box above your head. Knees are over your feet so you can see your toes, shoulders down. For 2, 1, press into those heels, rising up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Lovely. So we're going to add on again. Take a moment to come back to that breath. Lift those arms up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up onto fingertips. Bring those hands down. Hop if you're coming back into your plank or step back with me. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, rising up to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot into the middle. Raise that right foot high. Bring it in between your hands. Left knee down, unhook those left toes, hands come back, rise up. Breathing there. Bring those arms down, lift that chest. Lovely. And bring those arms up. This time we're going to take those hands behind us, take that clasp, lean forwards, bring your chest towards the mat on the inside of that right knee, lifting those arms up. Inhale, rising up. Lift those arms. Exhale those hands down. Tuck the toes. Bring that right foot back, downward dog. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Raise that left leg high. Bring the left leg in between your hands, right knee down. Untuck those right toes. Hands come back behind you. Inhale, raising up with that imaginary box above your head. Exhale, bring those elbows down, lift that chest. Inhale up. This time take those hands back behind you, clasp the palms together, squeezing those shoulder blades, and bring that chest down towards the mat, raising your hands if you can. On the inside of that left foot. And release those hands, that chest comes high. Release, bringing those arms back up with that box. Exhale those hands down, tuck the right toes, bring that left foot back, downward dog, or bring your knees down into your child's pose. Take your breaths there. So you're either in down dog right now or child's pose. Both are exactly right. 2 and 1. If you're in child's pose, meet in downward dog. Take that gaze up to your hand, step, jump or hop forwards. Drop that bottom, lift those arms up into your chair pose. 3, 2, and 1, lifting up. So we've got one more add-on today before we wind down in our introduction to a flow. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, coming back, meeting in your up dog or cobra. And then into your downward dog. Left foot in the middle, raise that right leg high. Right foot in between your hands, left knee down, hands back. Inhale, raise those arms above your head, breathe. Exhale, send those elbows down, raise that chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling, let's bring those hands back behind us, coming into that humble knee down warrior. Chest comes down. Raising those hands as much as you can. And release, bringing those arms up. And then this time we're bringing those hands down to frame that right foot. Send those hips back, lifting that right foot into that runner's lunge. Inhale, come forward. So this time we are bringing that hip down, stretching more into that hip flexor. Now it's nice and warm. Exhale, coming back, raise that right foot, making sure that right hip is down. Inhaling, coming forwards. Exhaling, coming back. Inhaling, coming forwards. Tuck those left toes. Bring that right foot back into your downward dog. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot in the middle, raising that left leg high. Bring that left leg through in between your hands. Drop that right knee, unhook the toes. Send those hands back. Inhaling, rising up with that box. Find your balance, your alignment. Find your breath. Before we bring those elbows down, lifting that chest. I always think of a pea on a fork for that pose, your head being the pea, your arms being the fork. Inhale, lift those arms up, bring those hands back behind you, clasp, open, and fold. On the inside of that left knee, breathing there. Release, coming all the way back up. This time, as we come forward, the hands frame that left foot into that low lunge on the top of the right knee. Exhale, draw those hands back, lift the left toes, drop that left hip. Inhale, we come forwards. Exhale, we come back. Inhale, forwards. Really lovely movements. Exhale, back. Inhale, let's come forward, tuck those right toes, bring that left foot back into your downward dog, or take your child's pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gazing up at those hands, take that right foot forward, followed by the left. Forward fold. Bend those knees, lifting that chest up, those arms up in your chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down in prayer. Breathe. So you should feel a little bit more mobile, a little bit more loose in your legs, really freeing in your legs. Your chest is open. Everything is feeling super lovely. So we're just going to come down through one more sun salutation. Just come down to the mat, ease off, gently wind down. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, stepping back. Knees, chest, chin, or that chaturanga into your back bend, up dog or cobra. Coming into your downward dog for 5. Really enjoy being in your last downward dog. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring down those knees. Find your bottom on the mat. Going to bring those legs out wide. So even though we've been moving our legs, we've also been engaging them to make sure they move through that sagittal plane up and down the mat. We're now just going to wind down with those legs. So make sure the toes are pointing high. If you've collapsed in the spine here, bring those hands back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together to grow taller, thinking about that posture. Breathing there. Lovely, lovely. And then an opportunity, if you don't slump, to bring your hands forward and maybe go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Breathing there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Always thinking about we're guided by our chest being open so we're not collapsing down. It's that intention to glide forwards rather than down. Inhale, rise up. Let's take that right sole of the foot into the left thigh. Bring that left hand forward on the inside of that left leg. Bring that right arm up and over. Breathe. Inhale, taking that arm up. Lovely. Take both arms up on the inhale. Exhale, that left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, the right hand behind you. Lift as you inhale before you twist, gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale, gaze forwards. Let's switch over those legs. So take that left leg into the right thigh, extend that right leg. Slide that right hand on the inside of that right leg, left arm up as you inhale and take it over. Gazing up to the ceiling into that left arm if that feels comfortable. Inhale all the way up, taking the arms out to the side. Inhale up, take the right hand to the outside, the left knee, the left hand behind you. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale, gaze over that left shoulder. Breathing there. Lovely. Inhale forwards. Let's take that right sole of the foot into the left. Again, think about that spine. So you can have your hands behind you to make sure your spine is straight. If it is straight, just butterfly those knees. Perhaps bringing those elbows into the calves, leaning forwards. Breathing there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Inhaling, rising up. Let's bring those hands either side of the knees, hug those in. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what my spine is doing. Wrap your hands around those shins. Allow that spine to roll backwards. Drop the chin to your chest. Counter pose for those deep lean forwards. We're allowing that bend backwards. Lovely, lovely. Inhale, rising up, send those legs forwards. Again, thinking about that spine. Frame your feet with your hands. Inhale, grow taller, that chest comes forward, the shoulder blades are coming back as you lean forwards, closing the gap between your belly and your thighs. I appreciate that's a bit easier for me these days, but the intention is the chest is coming forwards. Allow this wind down to happen. Lovely, lovely. Inhale, rising up. Bring those hands forwards. Imagine your spine is like an army truck, so that each time you're lowering, a different vertebrae is meeting the mat. Control that descent. Don't allow yourself to fall down. All the way to your shoulders are imprinted. And then your heads. Let's hug those knees into our chest here. Just rock side to side. Lovely. Fabulous. Pick both legs up to the ceiling, cross your right leg over your left as if you're crossing your legs on a chair, bending your knees. So this is just like you're on a chair, and let the feet hang heavy. You can stay here and maybe hug those legs in. If that's not doing it for you and you can't feel a stretch down this right thigh, take your ankles, you might need to lift up to get them, and draw them out to the side, deepening that stretch. It's like a reclined cow face. So if you Google images cow face yoga, not just cow face because you'll get a farmyard animal, but cow face yoga, it's a reclined version of that. Super, super good for lengthening those thigh muscles and getting into that glute. Release, send those legs high, unravel. This time our left leg is coming on top of the right. Bend at the knees as if you're on that chair. So imagine the chair is here and my back is against a wall or the back of the chair. And let those feet fall. Bring those knees in. Or if that's not enough, finding those ankles and drawing them out to the sides. Breathing there. Enjoying that deeper stretch that you are in control of, how much you guide those ankles to the sides. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Release, send those legs high. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Widen those feet so they're wider than hip distance. Hands on your hips. Allow those knees to fall to the left. Pause. Inhale, bringing them up to the ceiling. Over to the right. Pause. Take them to the ceiling on the inhale again, over to the left on the exhale. Inhaling to the center. Exhale to the left. Breathing there. Inhale to center. Send those legs down the mat. Press into your elbows so you can lift your upper back up and tuck those shoulder blades under, rock those hips side to side. Your palms facing the ceiling, your arms away from the body. Your feet fall out to the side. Turn your head side to side. Stopping in the middle, close those eyes. Part the teeth so the jaw relaxes. Take your breath however you wish. Nose, mouth, combi of the two. And then perhaps to keep your focus in your Shavasana and help your muscles recognize what happened. Perhaps run through the sequence of today's beginner's flow in your mind. So thinking about those sun salutations first. We added on with a chair pose. Added on with bringing our knee down and lifting that box high. Bringing your arms down to that cactus or piano fork. Just running through that sequence. Allowing your body to be still. The mind relaxed. And just enjoying this moment of stillness. Thank you very much for tuning in, for practicing this beginner's flow with me. and we can always look at extending that flow, making it longer, adding a little bit more challenge. But for now, thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. Bye bye.